Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name's Evan and I'm coming to you today to talk to you about an issue that I've had with Fidelity that is now continuing to become more of an issue. I had talked to you guys before in one of my previous videos, which I will put a link up above for a card that you can click on for the previous video about how I had set up a cash management account with Fidelity. Well, I had some issues being able to get that account set up. They treated me like I was a fraudster. They locked my account for 4 days, and that's what that video discusses, so I'm not going to go into more detail there. But everything got taken care of there, and then yesterday I made a deposit of $6,500 into my account, and lo and behold, I logged into my account today, and it said that those funds would not be available for my cash account until, are you ready for it? November 14th, 2024. That is 16 business days from the date in which I used the Fidelity app to scan the check and deposit it, which they immediately accepted for deposit, of course, and it shows up in my account as being deposited, but it is not available for withdrawal or for being able to do anything outside of Fidelity until November 14th, 2024. Guys, this is a huge issue. Again, my name is Evan. This is Sense or Sense, and today I want to save you guys from losing a lot of sense on this potential problem. This is an ongoing issue with Fidelity. I actually called them. I was so concerned about this. I've been a customer of theirs for over 30 years. I called them because I honestly didn't believe my eyes when I looked in my Fidelity account and it showed that the funds might not be available until November 14th. And I talked to both a basic rep, and then I asked to be transferred to a supervisor as well, just to confirm everything. But yes, they clearly have had their legal team script them a bunch of information about how they've had fraud in these cash management accounts with Fidelity. And let's talk about the cash management account. The cash management account is just a fancy checking account that you can attach to your brokerage account at Fidelity to be able to transfer money in and out of that account to be able to pay bills. That's pretty much what it functioned as. But the benefit is that you're able to earn currently 4.51% by leaving that money in that account and paying your bills. So every day that money sits in that account, it's going to be earning that interest until the day it gets swept out and paid as an ACH to a bill pay company. That's the reason why I set up this account. I was tired of having companies like Chase and Bank of America pay me very little, if nothing, on my checking accounts to pay bills. So I decided to move money to Fidelity. I had other accounts with them for many, many years. I've never had any serious issues like this before, but all of a sudden I have a massive issue on my hands. And so the initial representative said, yes, sir, we're aware of this. There's been an ongoing surge of fraudulent behavior and people trying to give us checks that bounce after the fact and or putting money into the accounts and having very creative ways of pulling it out before we realize that money was given to us in error or given to us in fraudulent means. And I talked to her for a good 10 minutes about the fact that this is terrible customer service. They should at least be letting their customers know at Fidelity that there's going to be an extended hold on their deposits. Of course, they claim that's all internal. It's all part of their fraud investigation, so they're not going to tell you that. And yet, here I am. I'm a customer of 30 plus years, and I have $6,500 sitting in an account that I cannot access until November 14th. That is 16 business days from the date yesterday that I deposited those funds. It's absolutely absurd. There was no explanation to me ahead of time. There was no description. There's nothing online. There's nothing that's been emailed out. No information has been given to anybody that I can see online unless you call in and ask after the fact. They're not going to disclose it until after the fact, which is the big issue I have. They're not being transparent. They're trying to get a hold on this fraud situation. I understand that. They don't need to come out and say, hey, we're going to keep all of your funds for 16 days. What they need to do is they need to front run the issue, and they need to say that there is an issue with fraud right now. It's temporary. We don't anticipate it lasting very long, but there is a possibility that your funds that you deposit via a check via our app or online will be held for a period of time above what is normal. we're sorry about this inconvenience. We'll do everything we can to help you with this situation. But that's just not the case. I got transferred to a supervisor, and the supervisor was definitely told a script from the corporate legal team. She basically spouted off the same thing about how this is an inconvenience and we're sorry that you've been a long-term customer, and this has affected all customers, not just people that have had previous fraud, not just new customers, not just customers that have opened new accounts, but all customers, even customers that have had accounts with them for many, many years like I have, and have built a reputation with them, and they can't say anything about when this is going to go away. They can't give me any information on if there's anything they can do to temporarily relieve my situation, where if I'm trying to pay a bill that I need that $6,500 for, that they can provide me some sort of way of going in and manually overriding. They said, no, all funds are held for 16 days, period. We're sorry about the inconvenience. We hope it's only temporary. And when I went on and talked about how disappointing this was and how I think that, I'm being treated basically the same as a criminal at their company right now, their response to me was very simply, it was a canned legal response. And they just said, we're sorry for the inconvenience. There's nothing more we can do for you. You're welcome to write corporate and discuss your feelings with them and talk to them about it. But this is just another strike against Fidelity. This is the second major issue I've had with them in the last 8 weeks. Honestly, guys, I kept my money with them after the first issue because I have a lot of investment accounts with them. I do like their support reps. They all speak really good, highly about the company. They all get to you very quickly. They don't have to wait on hold very long. They seem to know what they're talking about for the most part, which is rare nowadays. And yet, in this circumstances, they clearly have been told by the legal team just to basically be quiet and shut their mouth. That's the best way I can describe it. So be very careful with Fidelity's cash management account right now. I did find a workaround. You can deposit funds from an external bank to a non-cash management account. So like if you have a brokerage account at Fidelity, you can transfer the funds to that brokerage account, and then you can do an internal to Fidelity transfer between your brokerage account and the cash management account. And then for some reason, no fraud, no 16-day hold. I guess they consider that to be money that's coming from a reputable source at a bank, and so therefore they're not going to put a hold on it. So that's your workaround. I think that's the best thing to do for now. That's probably what I'm going to do. Either that or I'm just going to pull my money from Fidelity. I haven't made that final decision yet. I'll certainly come back and update you guys on this. I appreciate you tuning in. I was just wanting to bring this to you today. It's important for me to get this information to you as fast as possible. My name's Evan. This is Sense or Sense. I'd appreciate you hitting that like button, subscribing to the channel if you found this information to be helpful. Thank you. See you next time.